da 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 da. La 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 la. Woo! The Leafs are great. Woo! Enough of that nonsense. Oh, brother. Welcome to Sports Talk with Lane in the basement. You got to chat. I'd love to hear what you guys are saying. If you, by the way, if you don't like what I'm saying, honestly just delete me. Delete me on Facebook because I've had enough. I've honestly had it. I'm gonna save a lot of people a lot of time next year. I really am. Here's what you do, okay? You you go on Netflix and you watch your favorite show. Okay? When there's a Leafs game on, just watch your favorite show because it's not like it matters. You might as well just watch something you like because at least you know what's going to happen in the show. I mean, you know what's going to happen with the Leafs too, but you know they're not going to play well. They're a team that outscored them. Like, what else is there to say, man? What else is there to say? Literally, seriously. Team that outscored the other team in the series, had a better save percentage, and they lose. They choke it again. Up 3-1 in the series. I can't be certain, but I think it was someone on Twitter who said they're the 30th team in sports history, in baseball, basketball, and hockey history. They're the 30th team to not win a series up 3-1. Brother. How do we fix this? Who's getting fired? Congratulations to Montreal, though. Seriously, shout out them because they cared. They actually cared. They actually cared. Uh, oh man. Oh man. Hold on, my link doesn't work apparently. I don't know why, but it should work. Says people are live. Says there's 3 people here. Just man. Wow. Brother. Anyone want to say anything? Like, I'd love to hear what you guys think. Like, who's coming back? Like, who do you really want to see back after this? Who do you want to see back on this team? Seriously, who do you want to see back? 'Cause I'm telling you, I don't know who I want to see. Weird. I don't know who's actually watching my video because apparently my link doesn't work. So I don't know how to send this out. If you're here from Facebook, I'm just trying to get this to work. Apparently there's people here. It says there's 6 people. Leafs suck and I hate it. Yeah, I know. I know, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that you had to watch this. Don't raise your kid to be a Leafs fan because I don't know what to say, man. So apparently somehow people are watching this, but I can't send this to my friends. I don't know what I'm doing. All I know is I wanted to come on here and talk about the Leafs and stuff. Oh, there you go. I see Megan got on my stream. I'm really new to all this stuff, so I don't know what I'm doing, but man, that was unbelievable. Like, just pathetic true. Like I said, I don't know. It comes up to say share this link, and this is the link it gave me. I don't know what the link is. I wish oh, there it is. Okay. My bad, everybody. My bad. I figured this out. Okay. Oh, brother. Oh, I just pulled a Toronto Maple Leaf. I just screwed this up. Oh, the pain in my voice. The pain. Okay, here we go. Oh, there we go. I figured it out. There we go. There we go. I'm up and running now. I'm there we go. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, man. I'm not even gonna cry. I'm not gonna scream and yell, and I'm not gonna break my computer. It's not worth it. It's just not. It is what it is. They come out flat. Honestly, I would rather watch wrestling than the Toronto Maple Leafs. I actually would, because at least in wrestling, there's something that you might like. I don't know where to put this microphone. I'm literally still trying to figure out what I should do with this thing. I'm literally just holding it. I should get a mic stand. I think I have someone somewhere, but I don't know where it is. But just Jesus Murphy, man. Here come all the jokes. Here they come. I'm going to have to go to work now. Woo! For anyone that didn't see it, here's the shirt. I actually have jerseys, but woo! This team's great! Woo! Fuck off. Like, seriously. I just don't know what else to say. Yeah, I know. I don't even know how Leaf fans come back. I don't know how we come back from this. I don't know how we defend this team. How do we sit here and defend this? Like, Leaf fans, you guys are amazing because you could sit there every year and defend this team. You really can. I don't know how you do it because I've given up on them. They're like, to me, that's like watching the Fast and the Furious. I know people aren't going to get that joke, but it just feels like it's the same movie. I could go into the movie theater, put the Fast and Furious on, and I know what's going to happen. Dominic Toretto and his gang are going to come back. They're gonna rob some bank, and they're gonna come back, and they're gonna mimic all this money and win all these cool races, and everything's gonna go well for them. And they're gonna talk about family. That's every Fast and Furious movie. Well, here's every Leaf season for you. Do surprisingly well in the regular season. Look like a serious team. Choke in the playoffs. Playoffs come, and they just go. What team am I going to go for? Honestly, I should just go for Tampa Bay. Colorado, though. Kadri's, at least Kadri's there. I really hope Kadri gives them a playoffs. I wouldn't mind seeing Winnipeg win. They took out Connor McDavid. I think that was pretty impressive, but and I'm not trying to say that Montreal didn't play good. They just cared more than the Leafs do. That's what it is. This is something. This is honestly something. I don't know. I was feeling dejected. I was feeling sad. And yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say anymore. If anyone has some advice on what they think could fix the Leafs, let me know in the comments. Blue Jays over Leafs now? Oh boy. Blue Jays over. Should I just play the drums? Like, yeah, I got a drum set. It's like I should just play that. Like, why do I waste my time when I could be doing something productive? Could learn the drums. I could become a drummer for a garage band. Like I should be doing stuff that actually. I should actually be doing stuff that like I could further my career. I should be taking online courses instead of sitting at my mom's basement. Like, and yet here I am watching this hockey team do the same thing year in and year out. And I still watch the team. Somehow, I still watch them. I don't know why I watch them, because we know what's going to happen. So where do they go from here? Where do the Leafs go from here? Where do they go? What do they do? You got, I don't know how many millions locked up in the forward group there with Matthews, Marner, Nylander, and Tavares. It's got to be at least, 40 mil? Because Matthews is 11, Tavares is 11, that's 22. Nylander 6, that's 28. And then Marner's 10. So yeah, close to $40 million you have locked up in your four guys. And what you saw from these four guys is that they don't care. They don't care that you cheer for the team. They don't care that you care. They don't care that you buy their jerseys. They don't care that you come to the games. They don't care that you support them. They don't care that you go on social media and get fucking roasted by every fucking person that roasts you. They simply don't care. Tell me I'm wrong. They had a 3-1 series lead. You know how many teams win a 3-1 series lead? Like at least 90% of the time. If it's done 90%, it's friggin' close to it. Like I said, 30% of 30 teams. I'm not even drunk. I'm not even stoned. I'm not even anything. What's there to be? What is there to be? It's not even the point of being upset, because it's useless being upset. It feels useless to be sad. Like, did we really think, even if they won this game, that they were going to beat Winnipeg? Come on. They weren't beating Winnipeg. And it all comes, like I said, at the end of the day, it comes down to four guys. Now, what do you do with those four guys? Do you trade fire the GM? Like, what do you do? Anyone got suggestions? I'd love to hear them, because they seem like they're out of answers. They went and got free agent signings. They went and picked up TJ Brody. They picked up a defenseman. Like, what I don't get is how these four guys continue to make excuses when it's like, at some point, it really is. Nylander, like, I really hope Nylander doesn't get traded, even though I'm saying I hate this team right now. But Nylander's our best player, and he makes $6 million. You know who makes $6 million in the league? Nathan McKinnon, and he's better than the Leafs. Austin Matthews, simply not good enough. I'm sorry. I know you got 40 goals in the regular season. Good for you, mate. Where were you in the playoffs? Like, it just what it feels like to me, at least to me, what it feels like to me is this season was nothing more than a rose-colored glass season. Like, we didn't really see what the true Leafs were. We saw what the the COVID division Leafs were. We saw them face teams like Calgary and Vancouver, who really didn't have it this year, you know. And they did do well against Edmonton, and surprisingly they did well against Montreal, just not when it mattered. And we ask ourselves again, what's wrong with this team? Because they have everything. They have it in the palm of their hands. They have it in the palm of their hands. All the answers are right here. They have a goal scorer. They have a franchise center. They have a goalie that can make saves. They have a goalie that can actually make saves. Before you heard, oh, it's Anderson. Oh, it's Anderson. Anderson's not good enough. Oh, it's got to be Anderson. His save percentage in the playoffs is horrible. Jack Campbell gave you a 930 save percentage. No, almost 940. I don't know what it's going to be after, but it was almost better. It was actually better than Carey Price's save percentage. The Leafs scored more goals than Montreal did over the whole series, and we got shut out. We didn't get shut out. We scored one goal because I started this stream early because I wasn't going to put up with that crap anymore. So we scored 18 goals, and Montreal scored 13. 14, I think. I think it's going to come down to 18 goals for Toronto and 15 goals for Montreal. So we outscored Montreal. We outsaved Montreal. I don't know. Well, it all depends on what the numbers come through today. But coming into tonight's game, Toronto had the better save percentage. They had more wins. They had more goals. They had it all. And they still lost. Like, what do we do? What do we say? Like, what is it about this team that when pressure comes, they can't handle it? I don't know. I'm not even like, you'd think I'd be screaming and throwing things like an amateur child, but there's no point in doing that. I really don't see the point in doing it. I don't see where that gets me, because no matter how much I want things to change for them, no matter how much I want it to change, and I want them to do better, and I want them to be the better team, and like I said, I've been here since I was 6 years old, guys. I know I'm going to get credit. I know I'm going to get laughed at and memed, and my friends are going to hate me, but I've been here since I was 7, dude. I've been here since I was 7. There's people that know me that were on my couch, and I'm on my ugly pink couch, and we were watching Leaf games in the mid of Jammu. I had an ugly jersey on, and I would walk around school, and I would all talk about the Leafs. So don't tell me I'm not a true fan. Just because I'm being critical doesn't mean I'm not a fan of this team. I don't understand why I have to be this happy guy when the team's not performing. Like, we can't be critical of guys that make $12 to $15 million a year. We have to just be like, well, it's the ref's fault. Well, Carey Price outsaved us. That's probably not Marner for Seth Jones and Line A. I don't know if Line A's even coming back, dude. I heard he's going to Finland because he's got mental health issues, which respect anyone with mental health issues. At least have given me them. So anyone who has got mental, I really feel bad for Line A. His career really taking a downfall. I really hope Line A gets better. I mean that. I hope he figures it out. He's a great player. He's a great goal scorer. I hope he can figure out his problems. Respect to that man. I hope he gets better. I hope he gets the help he needs. I need mental help after this. But yeah, I heard about Seth Jones. Seth Jones would be not bad. I don't know. I disagree with the Line thing because the reason I just think Line would not fit in Toronto is the same reason why I don't think these guys can fit. Because you need someone who, like, as awkward as it sounds, you kind of need a Phil Kessel, right? You need someone who can just go, the media, what they say, what this ugly kid says in his basement doesn't bother me. Like, that's how you got to be. You got to be like, what this kid's saying on YouTube right now to 5 people watching doesn't bother me. It doesn't get to me. Like, as awkward as it sounds, I think Phil Kessel was the perfect player to play for the Leafs because he never cared. He just went out and did his job. I kind of miss Phil Kessel because they kind of need someone. Marner, though. Oof. I know this is going to get. I know you guys are going to tell me that I'm crazy. I think Marner's played his last game in Toronto. I really do. It's literally just the cap dollars. Trade him for Eichel. Seriously, do what you got to do. Trade everything for Jack Eichel. Because, like, oh, man. If you want my honest opinion, and this is me being honest right now, from the bottom of my heart, I don't think this series would have been different with John Tavares. And it hurts me to say that. It really hurts me to say that. Because I want them to be better. Like, man, I said I wasn't going to cry. Just, man, this really hurts. Like, it feels like the only thing these guys like doing is playing golf. Good thing Doug Ford. They must have been. No wonder Doug Ford opened the golf courses because that's where they're going to be tomorrow morning on Instagram, and they're going to get 100,000 likes on their golf outfits with them playing golf with each other because they must be getting really good at. They should actually do those celebrity tournaments. They're probably getting pretty good at it. What kills me, I guess what kills me to the core of this world, what really kills me, man, is that these guys, if they won, you think the Raptors parade was big? You think the Raptors parade was big? If Toronto Maple Leafs won a Stanley Cup in this season, holy moly, would there just be public? Oh my God. There would just be chaos. Honestly, chaos if they won it. Like, I'm going to go on Tim and Sid and see what people are saying. I'm just stealing because I don't know what to say right now. Michael Reeves says on the Tim and this is off of the Tim and Sid comments. So done with this team and the choke and the misery that follows every single year. Even when it gets as easy as it ever will be, you still manage to absolutely botch in pathetic fashion. 15 years of being a Leafs fan makes me not want to enjoy hockey anymore. Thanks for the Leafs for ruining another great playoff run and constant following weeks of being laughed at. Let's go Seattle. Yeah, maybe we should cheer for Seattle. That's from Darren Mel. I don't know what to say. Kyle Korokonen. This franchise is a joke. When the end result is the same every time in the first round of the playoffs, it really doesn't matter what growth or other BS people try to spin to make it sound like a good season. Are we playing for the regular season hardwire, or are we playing for championships? MLSE couldn't build a championship NHL team if their lives depended on it. Jeff Squire. Trade Matthews and Marner for McDavid. Both teams need a shakeup, as if that's ever happening. Grant Robertson on the Tim and Sid comments. I hope these people aren't mad that I'm mentioning their names, but just the problem is that the regular season and the playoffs are two separate sports. The team that plays closest to the line or even goes over the line wins the playoffs. The Leafs seem unable to adjust and still tried to play regular season hockey. I don't even know if they were playing that. Seemed like they were playing preseason at that one point. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I'm sorry, I don't get it. Oh boy. This is tough. This is really tough, guys. I don't know what else to say, man. I don't know who you could trade. The expansion draft's coming up, and you're probably losing a forward unless you can't even give up your first round draft pick because you traded it to Columbus for Foligno. And that too. It's not even like they didn't try to get guys. The best part was this team actually went out and got guys that were desperate, that they thought were desperate to win cups. Joe Thornton, invincible. More like invisible. Spezza, man, you wasted your time coming here. If you wanted to be a Leaf, you wasted your time. I feel so bad for that guy. He cared so much for this team. He was one of the only guys that actually cared. He may not be able to put up crazy Spezza numbers like he used to, but that guy cared. Wayne Simmons, unfortunately, that injury, he was never the same guy after that. That injury completely killed him. Matthews, I don't even know if he played a game. I don't even know if he was there. You're really going to start to see people question this top four now because they're definitely running out of excuses now. They blamed Babcock. We got rid of Babcock. We got rid of an NHL coach that coaches Team Olympic teams because he was too tough on them. And he made them play a style they didn't like. So we got rid of him. We had no backup goalie. We brought in Jack Campbell. He was amazing. He was better than, I'm pretty sure he had a better save percentage than Carey Price. And people were talking about how Carey Price stole this series. Like, what more did you want Campbell to do? You want him to score goals, cool? So, if you watch, because I'm not anyone famous or anyone special, but if you watch the hockey guy, shout out the hockey guy on YouTube. He makes some great videos, and I think he said the Leafs are like, it's like one, or they have less than 3 wins in playoffs in the Matthews era where they don't score 3 goals or more. So we were sitting here saying how the Leafs learned how to play this kind of hockey, and I don't think they have. I don't think they learned how to play like this. The Leafs are good at running up the score. The Leafs are good at scoring a lot of goals and just blowing the other team out. And if they don't do that, they don't win the game. I don't know what else to say. I don't know. Oh, it's going to be crazy. I don't know what's going to happen this offseason, man. Like, you have to run it. The thing is, we could say we want them to trade this and trade that and trade this guy and trade this guy. They're stuck with what they have. This is what they're stuck with. Dubas signed these contracts, and now we're stuck with it. We're stuck with Matthews. You're stuck with Marner. The only guy you can really trade is Nylander, who's the only guy that gives a shit. He's the only guy that gives a shit, man. I remember after they last year, after they lost to David Ayres, remember that? Lost to an emergency backup goalie who works for them. Oh boy, was that fun. I remember he was the only player on in the dressing room. The coach canceled practice, and he was the only player to go out there and practice against the coach's wishes. I remember hearing that. He was the only player to do it. So do we trade the only guy who actually showed up? Yeah, he gives you the best value, I guess. But he's the only one that cares. He's the only one that has a sort of courage to try. Morgan Riley, man, he might not be good enough. He may not be good enough. Muzzin, always hurt. Jake Muzzin, again, was hurt again. Second year in a row. I know, unfortunate circumstances, but you need those guys, man. That's a guy you need. I don't know, man. Going back to Twitter, because people are just saying how disgusting this is, and wow. Yep. Oh, I forgot about the Amazon documentary. How fun is that going to be watched? You know what? Okay, Leaf fans, here, I'll save you the trouble. When the Amazon documentary comes out, just watch that every year. You'll see every game. You'll see them play. You'll see them score goals. And then you'll see them losing the playoffs. It's nothing new. Wow. And I actually forgot Amazon was filming that. Imagine how cool that would have been. Like, I'm not a hockey player. I'm not. Look at me. I'm like fat as hell. But come on. Come on, man. Don't you want to be a part of something historic? Like, don't you want to be that guy that's like, you could show your kids one day and be like, look what we did. We went out there and we won a cup for Toronto. We actually did the thing that people have been making fun of this team for years, saying they're never going to do it. Don't you want to be that guy? Like, if I had an ounce of skill in my body and I could play that game the way they do, I feel like I would want to win. I feel like I would want to win that cup and have no excuses instead of coming out here. And I'm waiting for the Mitch Marner comments. I actually want to see what he says, because we know what he's going to say. We just weren't flat enough. We just weren't ready. We just didn't have it tonight. You say that every year. Oh. Sid Sixero tweeted, "This Leafs team wasn't put together properly. It'll take years to undo these mistakes." Adam Wild on Twitter, "Very likely Mitch Marner's last game as a Leaf." Oh my God. Oh, here's some of the post-game comments. Mitch Marner. Oh, brother. It's a terrible time right now. Then why did you play like it? Why do you like to go be this miserable? Like, I don't get it, man. You like to be miserable. It's like he makes comments and then he likes to be miserable. This is all from Kristen Shilton on Twitter. I'm just shutting up people because I don't get this stuff. I'm just reading it what I see. Mitch Marner's quote, post game quote. I had a lot of looks, a lot of nets that were empty. I just didn't put it into it. I put a lot of pressure on myself, be the best player every single night. I wasn't living up to my own standards, and I have to make sure that stops happening. Dude, he says that every year. He literally says that every year. Oh, this is going to piss me off. This is going to piss me off. This comment. Again, Mitch Marner on playoff pressure. Tell me if you actually believe this. No, I'm being serious. Tell me when I read this quote, do you believe it? Tell me. Austin and I, we want to be the guy that you can go lead the team out of a series. We had multiple looks in every single game. Just seems like it wasn't going in. It's really no excuse. You want to be the guy, but you're not the guy. You're not it. This ain't it, Chief. You ain't the guy. I'm telling you, you're not it. Poor Jack Campbell, man. Just thinking of how hard our team battled and then go for it and end that like that. The worst goal of my career is letting up Gallagher happen in Game 7. It's unacceptable. I kind of feel bad for Jack Campbell, man. Wasn't his fault. It really wasn't. Austin Matthews on what it's like to be in the least dressing room after that loss. I don't think there's much to be said. No kidding. Austin Matthews quote. Sorry, what's this? Tyler the Gamer. This sucks. I've been watching since the Sundin era and very disappointed. Yeah, because at least in the Sundin era, the team gave a shit. Like, they weren't good. That team wasn't even good. But at least they cared. At least when the team was down, you actually kind of believed they might win. Matt Sundin might get that goal. Or they would, Darcy Tucker and Ty Domi would fight their fucking ass off to get the other team rattled. At least that was a fun team. Like, that's the last time I remember actually having fun watching the Leafs, was that Sundin team in 03. Yeah, it hurt. At least they made it past the first round. At least they made it past the first round. Oh, boy. Oh, man. Tyler again, man. Thanks for joining the stream. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be happy right now. I'm really trying. I feel bad for Spezza, Campbell, the 550 fans. Yeah, no kidding. Healthcare workers who struggled all year in COVID, fighting in hospitals, watching people die, and they had to go watch this shit. They'd probably rather just go work a 12-hour shift. A damn shame. I watched Tavares play Oshawa. It's just so sad. Yeah, no kidding. Like, Montreal shows up for their 2,500 fans. What did Toronto do? Not play. Like, what? Oh, fuck. Let's keep reading the post-game comments, because that's the only thing we have to say. Austin Matthews again, and from Kristen Shilton. This was like a few minutes ago, so I don't know if some of these are updated, but I'm not really sure how to sum it up. It's extremely frustrating all around. Like, then do something. I hate reading this, and then they just do what they just did. Morgan Riley on drawing connections to past Game 7s. That's a perfectly fine question, and I totally understand how you would connect those, but I honestly don't think that was really a factor. This is a different group. Are you fucking kidding me? This is a different group. This is a different group. You did worse. You did worse than before. If anything, you just did worse than you did before. Because at least in before, okay, so okay, you want to play that game, Morgan Riley? Let's look at it. 2012, 2012. Okay, you're facing the Boston Bruins. Your team can't. Your team was terrible. They were they got shot on more times than the expansion San Jose Sharks team. Actual fact. Look it up. So they were terrible. They got outshot. They got outplayed every night. Made the playoffs because it was a shortened season, and the Leafs happened to do very well with that team. They did very well early on in the season. It was kind of like when 2 years ago when Montreal made the playoffs in the. I remember they made the playoffs in a lockdown season because they would just have these really hot starts that just kind of would be like, wow, unless they lose the last 20 games of the season, they're in the playoffs. So let's look at it. 2012, you came up against the Boston Bruins, who are a tough team for you. You pushed them to the brink, and Jake Gardiner had a bad game. Freddie and Freddie Freddie, I think it was Freddie. Was it Freddie Anderson? No, I forget who the goalie was. Oh no, Reimer. That's right. My bad. James Reimer. Poor guy. I remember that guy. Had a bad game. Had a bad game. Unfortunately, Jake Gardiner wasn't good, and they lost in 2012. Okay, so you lost. Then you had a few years where you kind of fell off because that team really wasn't good. You tried to improve on it. You tried to shake it up. Then they blow it up. They say this team's garbage. Kessel's gone. Faneff's gone. Gardner's gone. Reimer's gone. Everyone's gone. They go get Austin Matthews. They go and they get Austin Matthews. They tank in 2015, and they get Austin Matthews in 2016. And that season was bad too. They were a terrible team. But they made the playoffs. And that's what started all this hype with them was, wow, look at these guys. Nylander, Matthews, and Marner. Wow, they've made the playoffs with a crap team. Imagine when this team gets good. Still haven't, by the way. But what happens when they get good? They're going to be amazing. They went toe-to-toe with Washington in overtime, who they almost beat. They were up 3-2 on Washington. Washington wins the cup that year. Toronto looks amazing. Everyone's like, Toronto's great. Toronto's amazing. This team just needs a few years. You just wait. You just wait. Next year, what do they do? Yeah, I might need one, but next year, what do? They go get John Tavares. They bring in John Tavares and Thomas. They brought in Thomas Plekanec. No, wait, that was the second year. I'm sorry. Then they come back with the same team. They face Boston. They pushed Boston to 7 games. They didn't look like the better team. I'm a year ahead of myself. Sorry. So that after Washington, they come back. They come against Boston again, and unfortunately, because of that matchup, they got made fun of a lot, even though they didn't deserve it, because that was a different team, only in the fact of the different players. Except for Morgan Riley, who still apparently thinks it's different. But sorry, I'm just going to read Tyler's comment here. It's good. It's hard for me to cheer for another team. I just want players that can play on Toronto. I don't care if they win. And what do you? I'm sorry. Like, what are you looking for? You just want them to just do this every year? Like, you don't want them to win. What do you want them to do, Tyler? Like, you want them to keep doing this every year? I'm not trying to make fun of you. I don't know what you want. Like, you want to just watch disappointments? Because every year is going to feel like this. I'm telling you. As a Leafs fan, every year they don't win the cup now or get out of that first round. Sorry, I want to read your. It's just so disappointing because they didn't show the kind of fight they said they were. They rolled over and did nothing. No kidding. And yet Morgan Riley is trying to tell me that that's different. Ottawa would have beat the Leafs. I swear to God, they honestly would. Ottawa's going to be a better team than the Toronto Maple Leafs next year. DJ Smith. Watch DJ Smith win a Stanley Cup in Ottawa. That team's fighting, man. See, now that's a team that looks like they got some fight. That team actually plays hard, man. That team actually plays hard. The Leafs had trouble against Ottawa all year. We're lucky we didn't play Ottawa the whole... Honestly, would we have beat Ottawa? Would we have? Well, I don't think we would have. We can't even beat Montreal. and I think Ottawa would have outpointed Montreal. Someone said, what was it? Someone said, like, if Ottawa had the same second halves, if Ottawa had not had that really abysmal first half that they had, where they just weren't clicking and they weren't, like, unfortunately Matt Murray wasn't making saves and the team really wasn't gelling yet. They were kind of falling down to the McDavids and the Matthews, but they got it going. They finally figured it out about halfway through that year. It was a little too late, but man, Ottawa's going to be a good team one day. I really think that's a team that, like, if they got a Seth Jones, oh my God, Ottawa's going to be amazing. Watch Taylor Hall go to Ottawa. Watch them get somebody huge and just become good. I could see Ottawa doing really well. Like, if I'm them, I'm gunning for it. Go get Matthew Tkachuk. Go get Brady's brother. Go be more annoying than you already are. Ottawa's going to be good one day. They will be. If you're not a fan, one day these guys are going to be good. They're going to be better than the Leafs. Yeah, I know Eugene Melnyk likes to wear a fake jersey, but still, I think you forgot about our team. I mean, it's better than what the Leafs do, bro. The Leafs just hang on and pay players whatever they want. Let's go back to Twitter. I just can't get over it. Oh, yeah, I never finished my argument. I completely forgot about it. So, yeah, anyways, like we were saying, so he thinks it's different than other teams. So the first year we lost to Boston, and then we said, okay, we lost to Boston. At least we lost to Boston. We learned. I remember Marner being like, "Oh, we learned something this year. We learned what it takes to win a playoff series." And then the unbelievable thing happened. The most unbelievable thing happened. We got John Tavares. John Tavares came here, took $4 million less. Could have played on San Jose. Could have played anywhere. Could have re-signed in New York. And yet New York's been better since he's been gone. But he took less money, and he came to play for Toronto. And we made depth trades, and we went into that year thinking, this is going to be the year. We faced Boston. We looked like the better team. That was the first year I thought the Leafs were actually going to do something. Was when they faced Boston the second time. Not the first time. The second time. But then Kadri got suspended. Let's not forget, Kadri got suspended. And Jake Gardiner, once again, has a terrible game. So finally, Gardner's out. We get rid of Gardiner. We bring in, like, Cody Ceci or something. I forget who we got that year. We had, like, Kapanen and Janssen and all these great guys. And, we had a bad year. We lost to the next year we came in. We lost to an emergency backup goaltender. We lost to a guy that plays like backyard hockey, like a goalie that's never played anything in his life. A guy who drives a Zamboni at the Marlies Arena. And I remember when people were laughing, man, and that team was really bad. And I think the Leafs really didn't have it that year. And against Columbus, they didn't. They really didn't have it. Choked a 3-0 lead. Uh, you know, bro. Just like if they ever do it, man, it's telling you. But like I was saying, dude. Sorry, I'm repeating myself. Whew. Columbus, they weren't good that year. So we kind of forgave them, right? We were kind of like, oh man. Just see if there's any more tweets on Leafs Twitter. But yeah. And then it was like, so we didn't do well in Columbus. So we came in this year. We traded Kapanen. We traded Janssen. We said, see ya. We brought in guys. We brought in veteran guys, and we tried to bring in a first-line defenseman because everyone said, oh, the Leafs just need a top-end defenseman. That's all they need, and a backup goalie. And they're going to be good. They're getting better. Just wait. And unfortunately, with COVID, we're in a Canadian division where, what's this? James Reimer. I miss that guy. But yeah, we came into this season, and we didn't have everything we wanted, but we got what the guys were blaming, right? We had a new coach on his first full training camp. We had Sheldon Keefe with a full training camp, even though they weren't supposed to be training, but they were. They were just hanging. They were just doing what every other team does and bend the rules and say, we weren't training. What are you talking about training? We're not training. We're just hanging out, having lunch in our uniforms. So, yeah, they had a full training camp with Keefe. They got their backup goalie. They got Campbell. They got TJ Brody, who there was their number one guy. They brought in their depth guys. They went and got Thornton. They brought Simmons in. And they looked good. They looked good. It was in a Canadian division. Everyone said from the minute that the season started, the Leafs have to win the division. And they did. They won the division by like at least 6 points. And the only guy that was even close to them was a guy who got like 112 points in 50 games. It was the only guy that was even close to us. Other than that, Toronto's smoking everybody. And you knew there was a party that thought, wow, this Toronto team's good. Like, they're different now, right? Like, they're learning how to play properly. Like, they're learning how to... But then there were times in this season where it didn't seem like they were that much better. When they would lose to an Ottawa or they would lose to a Vancouver. I remember having doubt in this team. The first time I started to have a little bit of doubt with this team was when Vancouver came back from COVID. They didn't play for 2 fucking weeks. They had all had COVID, unfortunately. They were sick as a dog. They didn't practice together. They didn't play together. They were all separated, and the Leafs were on a roll. And this team had to come back with no training camp, no practice games, no practice at all just coming off of one of the worst viruses that you could ever get, where your lungs get totally just obliterated. And they got destroyed. Vancouver lit them up like 4-0. I remember Holtby played amazing that game. But it doesn't matter because you lose to a team that hadn't played in 2 weeks. You literally lost to a team that didn't play for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Imagine you go to your job and you got a guy that's like as good as you in the job. You guys work together and he doesn't show up for 2 weeks. He's just gone, and you're working, you're doing your job, you're working along, you're doing your dorm daily routine. You know what usually happens when the guy comes back from a 2 week break, especially if he was sick or had a leave of absence? They're like, just take it easy today. Just, it's okay. Don't stress out. The other guys will help you out. No, no, no. If you're the Leafs, it's like, oh, well, okay, it's nothing special. Like, it's funny. I remember they destroyed the Leafs 2 games, faced Ottawa, and got obliterated. Like, that's what happened. Like, they got obliterated by the other teams, except for Toronto. And that's when I kind of started thinking a little bit in my head, thinking, is this a rose-colored glass season? Are we just doing good because we were able to take advantage of Ottawa really early on, and because Vancouver had a bad season, and because Calgary really wasn't what they thought they'd be, and because Montreal's goaltending, Carey Price, really wasn't a top 10 goalie at the time. At the time, wasn't a top 10 goalie in the league, and we were just beating these teams because they're just struggling. And I didn't know the answer to that. I really didn't know the answer to that. And it turns out that's exactly what it was. Because here, you want to know what the Leafs are? When things get tough, the Leafs go home. When things get hard, the Leafs go home. They cry, they whine, and they go home. They take up their bags, they take their sticks, and they leave. That's what the Toronto Maple Leafs are. They're quitters. They're 100% quitters. They should just take their new goal song should be a song that my friend Brendan Gregg recommended. It's a screamo song. You should check it out. It's called "I'm Content with Losing" by Under Oath. That should be their new song, because that's what they like to lose. Apparently, they enjoy losing. What else do they enjoy? Winning? They haven't done it. I just can't get over the fact that Montreal. What was that stat that I saw from Sportsnet like a few nights ago? Montreal was the first team in NHL history, in 105-year history, to not only they had blown multiple goal leads in 2 straight elimination games, blow 2 multi-goal leads, and they still won. Like, that doesn't happen. Like, I don't know what else to say, man. We're gonna wrap this up in a few minutes. Oh, see if there's any more. Oh, here comes the Sheldon Keefe quotes. I'll read them out, and then I'm gonna get going here. Might be the last time we ever hear from him, so let's hear what he has to say. Sheldon, this is again. I'm just reading this up. I didn't get this. I didn't ask any questions. I'm just reading off Twitter. I'm not trying to take credit for anyone's work. This is Kristen Shilton. She does great work for the Toronto Maple Leafs. She's a great girl. She's a hardworking girl. I can't believe she has to cover this team. I feel really bad for her. Sheldon Keefe. Okay. Our guys were quite devastated after the game, so I choose not to speak to the group after. All right. Let's just read the quotes I got from Twitter. Sheldon Keefe, I'm not going to question our team's commitment right now. Our guys wanted to win and wanted to push past this year, and we didn't get it done. I just feel like wanting and doing is 2 different things. Like, hey man, I want to be a millionaire. Oh God, do I want to be a millionaire? I never want to work a day. Like, I never want to work again. I just really want, man, I just really want to be a millionaire. I really want to make millions of dollars and have a pool full of strippers. I really want that. I do. Believe me, I do, but I'm not doing anything to do it. But I want it. I really want it. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear how that could be a little confusing? Like, just because you want something, you got to do it. At some point, you got to do the thing you want. Wanting and achieving are different things. Sure, you can say, I want to win, but if you don't win, then you're not really doing anything. At least I could be wrong. I just don't see how wanting and doing is two different things, dude. Well, can't wait for them all to start booking. Oh man, I just don't know what else to say. Anyways, I think that's it. Thanks for whoever turned in to listen to me whine about this team. Maybe we can review what's going on in the off season. When things happen, maybe we can come back here. We can have this conversation. But I got to go to work tomorrow, and I got to get laughed at. Thanks, Leafs. Thanks for making my Tuesday fucking miserable. Thank you for making me go in there tomorrow to work and getting laughed at by everybody because I cheer for this team. I wouldn't be surprised. We'll see if Steve Dangle comes back. The biggest Leafs fan of all time. The guy who literally decked out his whole basement in Leafs stuff. Been cheering for the ton. He's dedicated his life, 15 years of his life, to make videos for people like me who can rage. Does it way better than me. He's great. One of the most talented YouTubers I've ever seen. We'll see if he can stomach another year of it. I don't know if I can. I got to see what changes they make. Something's got to change. What are those changes going to be? I don't know. Anyways, thanks for everyone who came out to go. Remember, there's always next year. Just keep saying that. Just watch Amazon shows. Anyways, have a good night. Stay happy. And there's always next year.